Hello there, and welcome to day 72 on the road to 2000 Elo Rapid Series. Trying to bounce back here after a very quick loss last game, and we're playing a Scandinavian, which I don't think we've seen very often in the series. I don't really know the Scandinavian very well. I figure I can probably put a knight onto f3, but I think I'll fight for the center first with d4. I don't think the move order matters too much here. Maybe you can play bishop d2 at some point in time. I kind of want to play knight f3 first, and just, enjoy the easy development that I get in the Scandinavian. We can probably play bishop d2 now. I can maybe put a bishop onto c4, and I like bishop c4 actually. It seems like a very decent square. Bishop c4 does walk into, I guess, b5. Bishop c4, b5, bishop b3, maybe even b4. And I'd have to move my knight out of the way, but I don't think that would be too bad. So let's just go for it. Actually, maybe the knight can come on to e4. So perhaps a bishop d3 is not the worst idea in the world, or bishop e3. But I'm going to play bishop d2 instead, actually. Just unpinning the knight, creating problems against this bishop. And now bishop c4 is going to come in. If bishop c4, b5 back here, I can probably just play knight e2 and be fine. So let's do this. b5, just bishop b3. We're eyeing that square. And here, can I not just play something like h3 calmly? I feel like I should be able to do that. I don't see any checks by black. And yeah, let's just play. Okay, they take pretty quickly. I don't know if this is something they're familiar with. I'm wondering now if I can maybe play bishop g5. I'm kind of tempted to actually play bishop f4 here and see what they decide to do. They can develop a bishop though, and then I don't really know what I'm doing too much afterwards. Instead, I am probably going to castle, and I wonder if I should castle queenside or kingside. I'm gonna choose to castle. I don't know. I am not too sure. I'm gonna castle kingside, I think. And my reason for castling kingside instead of queenside is that I want to get a rook onto c1, eyeing the king on the long term. Okay, so let's get a rook onto this d1 square. I'm going to eventually move my knight and bishop out of the way and then push the c-pawn as well. So that's why I'm moving my rook on the f-file currently. On the d1, I want to make sure I'm not hanging anything right now. They're probably going to play knight here. I'm going to bring the bishop back. And, okay, interesting. Curious about whether or not I can push here. Not yet. Does this check do anything? I don't think so. I do not think so. See if maybe we trade knights here now. Because I don't know where else I'd move my knight productively. At least this is targeting this dark squared bishop. So we might see a trade of knights. And there you go. Now, we already have an idea of d5, perhaps. It's not necessarily a great move, but it's an idea. We'll bring the queen probably back onto f3. Maybe I can keep it on this file, actually. And we'll see. Because maybe there's some sort of sacrificial ideas. So with that in mind, perhaps we'll play queen e2. Or queen f3. I'm not 100% sure about this one. The bishop check doesn't do anything. We've established that. Let's go queen f3 here. Don't really have a very good reason for this. I guess it prevents the knight from going onto other squares. So more control over the light squares here on the king side. Castles. And maybe now's a good time to play something like bishop g5. And we'll see where the bishop decides to go. I mean, the knight decides to go. Let's do that. I'm probably gonna play c3 and bishop d3 at some point. Um, okay. So, is there a problem here? I don't think so. Does the immediate bishop d3 look like it does anything? If the knight moves somewhere, can I play queen here? This comes in, queen here, bishop takes, bishop takes. So perhaps I want to keep my bishop on the board. I'll just play c3. We'll keep our pawn solid. Bishop d3 becomes a lot easier to play afterwards. And now after h6, I kind of want to just play bishop h5. And if g5, or I can actually just play bishop here instead. But then probably bishop d6. I don't know if I love that, so let's go here. This way, this way. The plan's to play bishop d3. Okay. So now trade of bishops is being offered. Do I want to take it? Maybe on my own terms. Bishop takes. Although honestly, you know, I don't like this that much. I guess it depends where I want the queen to be. Do I want the queen on e7 or do I want the queen on d6? I would kind of prefer the queen on e7, I think. Let's do that. Okay. Now, let's get the bishop onto a square where it's actually going to pose some problems for black. We'll get a rook onto e1, and we'll double the rooks on the e file, the semi-open file that we do have. And, yeah, this is going to be promising, I think. We should look at the squares that this knight has, because we can always kick it out with c4. Not going to do anything just yet, but it's a possible move down the line. So the queen's eyeing the h2 square, something to look out for. We're going to play just rook e2. Try to play rook e1. Okay, interesting. e5. My instinct is to not do anything about this move. If I take queen takes, doesn't feel right to me. But I'm not entirely sure how to go about this. Maybe I can play rook e4. Maybe I can try to play something different. I don't know. We can play queen e4, trying to go for an f pawn push. Let's give that a go. I might be missing something here. Okay. You can offer to trade queens here, which I think would be good. For white. Because we're going to open up this d file. This light squared bishop is going to be a more powerful piece, I think, compared to the knight in a pretty open position. And we also get to pressure this knight with our move. Do I take with the rook or the pawn? I'll take with the pawn. And let's bring the bishop. Oh, this square is being threatened. But we'll probably bring the bishop onto c4. And I'll have to play a3 at some point. If I go bishop here, they'll just play this. That just gives them too much space. So let's go for bishop c4. It's probably going to go knight f4. Perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, makes sense. And this knight is not doing too much. We can probably go on to d2 at the rook. In order to take control of the open file. Double up the rooks. Knight e2 is a nice idea, because rook takes is not possible, but bishop takes is possible right now. So we're going to trade the rooks. And okay. Now, do I care about this pawn is the question. I'm very low on time. I probably should. After the rook steps in, we're going to go g3. And we're going to play f4. I'm super low on time. That's not good. It's a thing that keeps happening. So don't want to allow this preemptively. Maybe a5, a4 is a move. I kind of want to play bishop here first, though. This still comes in, well, later on. But first they can maybe go somewhere here. I'd push there. So let's do this. Attacking the rook. And will they be able to put our rook on the d file if they want to keep their rook on? Okay, they don't. Now let's play here. We're going to slide our bishop back. Target the knight. Bring our king in the game. Gotta play quick. Let's get the bishop closer. I want to bring the king onto e3, but they had knight d5. This is going to become a little bullety. One of my favorite expressions. We'll play king e3 here. They go for this. I'm going to slide the bishop back. But then they'd have rook check. It's okay. Now we're going to try to trade the rooks. I am very low on time. I'm kind of worried I'm going to lose this endgame. Because if you trade everything off, my king's going to end up on d2. They take, I take. I guess they can't go there super fast. Okay, well, we're doing this. Maybe now I'm better, actually. I think now I'm better. Because I'm threatening to create a passer. And he's going to have to use his king to stop it. Can I? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So I'll take back with the pawn. And he's going to have to go there. I'm going to push. This should be a fairly simple win. Yeah, we'll have 2 connected passed pawns. About a minute on the clock to convert this. Shouldn't be that difficult. And yeah, I mean, this one is going to be pretty straightforward. Oh wait, maybe I should watch out. But okay, good. Time is definitely getting stressful. It's one thing I got to work on, playing a little bit faster. You've said it in the last video. I'm reading the comments. Still managed to get the win here. Let's take a look and see how this game went. Okay, so definitely happy with the win. Let's see how we got it. We started with e4, and after d5, this is the Scandinavian defense, where after e takes on d5, the queen comes out early in, and knight c3 here comes with the tempo, attacking the queen. The queen goes to a5 and d4. This is all theory. This is apparently the Mises Kotorch main line, according to chess.com. I love it. And c6 is played here by black. Knight f3, you're seeing it's still all book moves, surprisingly enough. Knight f6, bishop d2, and now queen c7, we stray away from theory. White's already +1 in this position, surprisingly enough. Bishop c4, what I went with, is the best move. After bishop g4, pinning the knight to the queen, h3, simply enough, attacks the bishop, and this pin is not a problem because the queen takes back. e6 is played by black, and short castles isn't the move. Apparently, the engine likes long castles better. So, I was onto something with considering long castles, but I went with short castles, and white is still better here. Actually, I checked the accuracy of this game, and I played with 95.5% accuracy. So, as somebody who doesn't know anything about Scandinavian, pretty happy with that. Knight bd7, played by black here. And I tried to bring my rooks onto the C and D files. So I went rook f d1. They lined their bishop up with their queen. This battery is not really threatening because after bishop h2 check, king f1, there's not really much else to follow. So I kind of disregarded it. Went knight d4. We got a trade of knights down the center of the board. After knight f6, I moved my queen back to f3. We got castles, bishop g5, and bishop e7. And here, c3, calmly, just a slow little improving move, improving the pawn on d4, and allowing later for my rooks to be doubled on the e-file. After h6, my bishop slotted back to h4. Apparently, in order to conserve my advantage, I had to bring my bishop onto f4. I didn't like bishop f4 because of bishop d6. Apparently, the engine laps in my face and says I'm bad at chess, because after bishop takes, queen... Oh, wait, no, sorry. Because here, bishop takes h6. Oh, I didn't consider that at all. Bishop takes h6 with the idea, obviously, if pawn takes back, well, then the knight is hanging. That's a nice move, and something I should try to spot later on. So, yeah, that's why I didn't play bishop f4, even though I liked it better. Bishop h4 is what I played. After knight d5, I decided to trade the bishops, and I played bishop d3 here, targeting the h7 square. And now black is actually slightly better, but it's completely equal. We're looking at zeros on the eval bar. Rook e8, rook fe8 is played by black. I play rook de1, or rook e1, I guess. There's only one rook that can go to e1 right now for me. The queen sidesteps onto c7, walking away from the x-ray that's made by my rook on the e-file. And here I try to double the rooks. Black tries to make something happen actively, goes c5. And here I responded inaccurately. I am supposed to go, I guess, d takes c5, apparently, is the only move to take advantage of black's inaccuracy, but I wanted to keep my c-pawn and b-pawn where they were, so I brought my queen to e4. Knight f6 is the best move, attacking my queen with a tempo, and here I offer a trade of queens, and black takes it. And now we get more of an endgame type of dynamic. The knight steps onto d5, and I go bishop c4. After knight f4, rook d2 was played, and what I didn't realize is that even though I want control of the d-file, I'm not going to be able to get it, because I have to protect this pawn on e5. So this knight g6 move allows black to still get control of the d-file, even if I put my rooks on there, because I cannot defend with anything besides rook e2 in this case. I can't play f4 because that pawn would be captured by the knight. So black still takes control of the open d-file. I play g3 here, just making space for my king, also preparing f4 myself. Rook d1 check comes in. My king steps forward. After a6, I play bishop e3, asking the rook what it's going to do. I thought the rook would stay on the first rank, but rook slides up to d7, which is also a good move. And now I get to play f4. And after b5, bishop c2. Let's see where they made the mistake. bringing my king up is very important. Generally speaking, in endgames, you want to be able to bring your king up. I played bishop e4 first instead of immediately going for a king forward move. Because why did I do this? If I play this, I don't know. I wanted to bring my bishop onto e4. I think I can't remember really, to be honest. But anyways, it ended up working out. I went bishop e4 first. After f6, I brought my king over. And here's where it started to go wrong for black a little bit. The trade of rooks is offered and should probably be accepted. And when it's not accepted with knight d5 check, it allows me to immediately threaten a pawn, and that forces king e6, and this creates the pawn majority on the queen side of the board. I mean, the king side of the board. These 3 pawns are going to create a passer, and my king is way too close to their pawns for their king to be able to divert their attention the other way. If, on the contrary, for example, if you really want to play the check, if you play knight check on f5 instead, now bishop takes, pawn takes. Well, bishop takes, I guess they have to take the rook first. You don't want to lose the rook for nothing. Then you could probably play bishop takes on e6 first with check, king takes on e6, and now king takes on d2. Well, you're temporarily up a pawn, but it's not for long. You can take back. And now the kings are not able to, oppose each other and win pawns. So king e3 comes in with opposition, but black doesn't have to move their king. If black moves their king to the side, this is probably going to be decent for white, a good attempt to win. It's not winning at all yet, but probably an attempt there. But I digress. Here, it's a draw. So if they really wanted to play a knight check and trade the knight for the bishop, they had to go rook, knight f5. They instead went knight d5. And the resulting position after all the trades, so after bishop takes, rook takes, pawn takes, is just overwhelming. Black has too many problems to contend with. Excuse me. Because the 3-on-2 pawn majority is present on the right side of the board. If the king steps away, well, there's going to be white simply being a pawn up, and not just being a pawn up, but also threatening all the other pawns that are on the queen side, and to promote on the a file or b file. And I mean, we saw that happen. So just creating that passer, diverting black's attention, and creating passers on the a and b files. And simply enough, you just push, and this game is over. So, nice win. We were down to less than a minute on the clock, though, so that's something to work on. But 1790 again, and maybe we'll finally break out of this almost Thanos-like time loop, or Dormammu-like time loop that we saw in Doctor Strange a long time ago. We'll see. I'm hoping for some consecutive wins. I haven't still been playing much chess as of late, besides a day that I spent like probably 2 hours on Bullet because, I don't know, I'm a degenerate. It's been busy with New Year's, a lot of family in town. It's been a lot of fun, but it's been busy. And so the studying and the commitment to the daily grind will probably continue after this weekend, so in a few days. But for now, still playing the chess game, the rapid game every day, and a win is a really nice result to have today. Let's see if we can keep it going tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate it. If you enjoy the videos, you already know I appreciate it immensely if you like, comment, and subscribe. Helps out the channel. And yeah, I hope your 2025 has been off to a good start. I'll be back with another video tomorrow, and I'll see you then. Take care of yourselves. Catch you next time.